All right. Friday the 13th, a new beginning. Let's do the review.
That was buried with Jason has been reborn. And suddenly, terror has become child's play. Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning.
All right, guys, so Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. Now, again, the titles of the series have really started to make sense to me now that I've actually watched the movies. I never understood why Part 4 was called The Final Chapter, like I explained in my last review. But then once I saw Jason, the physical human serial killer, die definitively, I understood why they called it The Final Chapter. And then when Jason's going to come back in Part 5, I understood why they were going to call it A New Beginning. So I went to this movie hopeful. There's a concept in this movie that I think is excellent, and I think that they could have executed this movie to perfection. I really do. Now, I'm going to get into spoiler territory, but this movie is from 1985, so it shouldn't be a problem. Basically, at this point, if you haven't seen the Friday the 13th movies, either enjoy my review with spoilers or go watch the movie, but it's already 2022. You've either wanted to see this or you haven't at this point. So let's move on. The idea behind A New Beginning is someone else is faking being Jason. And I thought that was awesome. I really did. In the grand scope of this movie that is not good, there is a concept in here about a serial killer posing as Jason to scare and kill people. And I thought that was great. I mean, yeah, Jason there had been newspaper clippings. Jason had been in the news. He was a serial killer, the unstoppable killer on the run. And then many years later, he's back. So I think there's a great concept in here. Someone posing as Jason, but you don't know that till the very end. I'm okay with that. Where I'm not okay with is the rest of the movie. The rest of this movie is rough to get through. From the opening, first they have another fake out scene. You guys know how I feel about fake out scenes, but they have another fake out scene. And this time the fake out is actually in the beginning of the movie instead of the end of the movie, which, okay, fine. And it's two guys and they're digging up Jason. And then as they go to dig him up, he just pops out of the grave. And I was like, that's how they're going to do a resurrection scene. And then it turns out that it was all a daydream by Tommy Jarvis as a grown man on a bus headed to a, we'll call it mental house, crazy house, disabled house, because there's like disabled, mentally disabled, and just mentally challenged people at this house. And he's going there because the events from Friday the 13th Part 4, when he was a kid and he killed Jason, messed him up for life, understandably. So I was like, okay, even though I don't like the fake outs, I'll live with that. And now let's see where this movie goes. From there, you have a serial killer posing as Jason, killing these mentally disabled people. And I hated that. I hated that. In all the previous movies, the people, they started to set the people up that were going to die. Like, by Part 4, they really figured it out. They were like, listen, these people deserve to die. To get the viewers on board with Jason. And then, yeah, like, you're rooting against him toward the final girl, but, like, the majority of the characters are scumbags, so you understand why they're doing it. In this movie, the majority of the characters have something wrong in the head. And Jason's just pushing through them. And Jason's just killing them. And it's like, I can't be on board with that, man. Like, don't get me wrong. I get in the end of the day, you're supposed to root against Jason. But something about him going after people that aren't mentally all there just was wrong. Like, it didn't sit with me right. It's like if you lock Jason in a room with a bunch of little kids and then Jason tore through them all. Be like, I can't believe what just happened. Of course it did. And the disabled house is the same way. So you have these people that aren't mentally adults getting just destroyed and killed by Jason. And I don't know. It left a bad taste in my mouth. I did not like that aspect of this movie. And then you've got the people in the middle of this movie who sing to each other while one of them is on the toilet. That was my opening bit. I didn't have anything funny to say about this movie, so I made that the opening of this video. So you've seen it already. But that was so bad. It was so bad. Listen, I haven't been very kind to this movie so far, and I'm going to be honest, I have one more thing negative to say, and that is that this movie, while it has a great concept, in the serial killer posing as Jason. I really do like that. It is the most forgettable Friday the 13th I've seen so far. I watched this movie a week ago, and here I am in my basement trying to do the review, and I was like, how did this end again? I know it was the ambulance guy, but like, what was the final scene? I had to go back and rewatch the final ending of the movie just so I could remember how it went down. That's how forgettable this movie was. We were 7 days removed from when I watched it, and I had to rewatch the end of the movie. Like, that's how forgettable this was. So not only were the kills in this movie just gross, like to the point where I didn't enjoy them because they were mental patients getting killed by Jason. Like, I just didn't appreciate that. And then you've got Jason, who's not Jason, which I'm not angry at that concept, but it's just handled poorly. All in all, guys, this is a movie in the Friday the 13th series I can guarantee you that I, personally, will never revisit. Never. Not once. Just left a bad taste in my mouth, made me want to stop watching these. Like I said, I've been trying to watch as many of these and do these reviews early so that I don't get, burned out later on. But after watching this movie, I had to take a break for like a week because I was like, I'm just not interested in doing a review. I'm just not interested in going forward with the series. Now, I will continue with the series. You will get part 6 next Friday, I promise. But yeah, for me, this movie just doesn't work on any level. There's a cool concept somewhere in there, and it's just the worst execution possible. And guys, those are my thoughts about Friday the 13th, A New Beginning. If you enjoyed this, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the share button if you want your friends to see it. If you've seen Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning, and you want to put your thoughts and your comments in the comment section down below, well, go ahead and do that. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Maybe you enjoy it. If you do, why? What is redeemable about this movie for you? And if you don't enjoy it, well, at least we're on the same page. And finally, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that because I got a lot of content coming your way, including next week. I will do another Friday the 13th review. No matter how irritating this movie was to me, I will at least watch the rest of this series like I promised and finish the reviews every Friday until the Friday the 13th review series is done. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.